Hello everyone, today's video is all about the word reflection. What does that mean exactly? Here are 4 words that can help you understand the process of reflecting on your learning: questioning, analyzing, applying, and evaluating. Let's look at the first word, questioning. Don't be afraid to question the idea and ask why or how it can be true. Students might feel they don't have the right to question, but time and experience will help them learn to question the truth of something, or at least wonder about the assumptions. Here's an example. Stoic philosophy reminds us that in order to be happy, we should not pay attention to the opinions of others and seek their approval, especially when what we should be doing is building our own character. It's easy to agree with the wisdom of that statement. After all, you can't please everyone all the time, and why should you? But don't stop there. Let's question that idea. Should that idea apply to young children whose developing sense of self is so dependent on the positive feedback from parents? Children learn about their self-worth because of the love reflected back to them from their parents. What about teenagers whose sense of self is still very influenced by their peer group? Can you see that on one level, it's easy to quickly agree with that Stoic principle? But stop and ask yourself, does this apply to everyone? That's one way to reflect on your learning. Never be afraid to ask questions. The next word is analyzing, or breaking down an idea into its smaller parts. Here's an example using the Stoic principle of focusing only on what you can control and ignoring the rest. It's clear that choosing to not worry about things beyond our control would bring peace of mind. But let's see if we can break this idea into its smaller parts, especially assumptions about what is true. To be able to make the choice to focus only on what I can control, I would need to have a fair bit of wisdom and experience to make the distinction between the two, what I can control and what I can't control. Another way to analyze an idea is to think about the advantages or the disadvantages of that idea being proposed. The disadvantage to the Stoic principle of not trying to control what I think I can't control might be creating a passive attitude that could create a feeling of helplessness and fatalism. If we all thought this way, how would anything change? The next word is applying. Where do I see this idea working? Has it worked in the past? And if so, for whom? Can this idea be applied to solve a problem in society? What if everybody did this or thought like this? Let's take, for example, the Stoic principle of not seeking external approval, worrying about the opinions of others, but instead building our own character. Let's imagine for a minute a generation of teenagers and young adults who felt absolutely no need to fit in, no worrying about the approval from their peers. What might that look like? Would that create a generation of nonconformists? That might be interesting, and it might even create a society with many diverse countercultures. But could that also create a problem? Or what if the need for approval from others on social media completely disappeared? No more selfies, no more emotional upsets when you don't get the number of likes that you expected. This is an example of applying the idea of not seeking external approval and imagining what that might look like in a generation of teens and young adults. The last word is evaluating. To evaluate is to judge the significance or the worth of an idea. Go ahead. Try it. Is this idea important to you, or is it just neutral? You're allowed to give your opinion about the worth of something as long as you can support what you are saying. Here's an example. The Stoicism of Marcus Aurelius is so important that I believe it should be taught to all teenagers in high school to help them overcome the negative influence from peer pressure. Now that's a clear evaluation of the idea. You're allowed. In summary, you should be questioning, analyzing, applying, and evaluating the ideas you encounter. Don't be afraid to make up your own opinion. Just be sure you can justify it.